Hello everyone, and thank you very much for taking part in this year's Convocation ceremony for Homecoming and Reunion Weekend. While we all know this is an atypical year and an atypical celebration, I'm outside of King Chapel. I'm not in King Chapel with all of you. All the same, we're very excited to share with you the recipients of this year's Alumni Awards. Our recipients this year all have shown their incredibly meaningful and powerful contributions to their communities across the country, and we're thrilled to share their accomplishments with you today. Now, as you know, 2020 has been a year so far unlike any year we've had in the past, and one of the reasons why we've moved forward as well as we have has been thanks to you. Thanks to your participation, thanks to your involvement, thanks to your contributions, to our students, faculty, and staff, to tomorrow's leaders. I am very grateful on behalf of our students, faculty, and staff for the energy, the time, the financial support that you've all shown. And I would be remiss if I didn't say during this ceremony to say all the different ways that you can really make a difference in the life of the college. So for example, if you have Cornell clothing, if you have anything purple, wear it all the time and talk about Cornell College with your friends, with your colleagues, with those with whom you associate. In addition, if you know of prospective students who would make great Cornellians, please share their names with the Office of Admissions so that they might actually be able to consider those students. When we have virtual alumni events, attend them. Encourage others to attend them. And of course, your financial support makes a difference in the opportunities and experiences that are available to our students. Now, in turning to the Alumni Awards, it's my pleasure to be able to invite Julie Bryant, President of the Cornell College Alumni Association Board of Directors, class of 1988, and also member of the Cornell College Board of Trustees, to join me and to help me in presenting this year's awards.
Hello, I'm Julie Bryant, class of 1988, and the current president of the Cornell College Alumni Board of Directors. I'm happy to welcome you to the 2020 Homecoming Convocation, which is taking place virtually like most things in 2020. Cornell continues to honor important traditions like graduation and homecoming through these virtual environments. Since I live in Cedar Rapids, I'm able to be here on campus outside of beautiful King Chapel to record today's remarks. In accordance with social distancing guidelines, I'm speaking with you outside without a mask, 6 feet apart, rather than inside the chapel with a mask. I sincerely wish that you could all be here for this year's homecoming activities, but instead, I hope you will actively participate in the virtual events that are taking place throughout this weekend. For some of you who've been unable to come to campus to travel back in recent years, this may be an excellent opportunity to have a homecoming experience. As I mentioned, I am president of the Alumni Board of Directors, which has around 20 members representing graduating classes from 1958 through 2020 and every decade in between. Our group meets twice a year, usually on campus, but this year we've met via Zoom. Our purpose is to serve as a liaison between Cornell's alumni and the college to increase engagement and interaction. We support regular communication efforts, we provide programming advice, and our group selects the award recipients who will be honored here today. If you'd like to learn more about how you can get involved with the Alumni Board, please visit Cornell's website. You can complete a self-nomination form to join our group in the future, or you can nominate a classmate who you think would be interested in getting involved with the board's activities. Staying engaged with Cornell and with each other is more important than ever. These are challenging times for small liberal arts colleges and for many individuals who are facing economic hardships and economic uncertainties. We can help each other and the college, not only with our gifts to Cornell, but in other ways, like wearing our Cornell clothing for improving visibility for the college, including Cornell branded face coverings. We can also help by following Cornell's social media sites and staying interactive there, and by referring high school students to consider Cornell. Another opportunity is to sign into Cornell Connect, to connect, as the name implies, with fellow alumni there. Cornell Connect is a new virtual engagement platform just for Cornell alumni, and it's a great place where we can support one another. There are opportunities to post and look for jobs, to identify or become a mentor, join groups that are relevant from your Cornell experience and your Cornell interests. You can also, so I encourage you to sign up or revisit the site to see who else has signed up recently. Visit cornell-connect.com to learn more. While I can't see your smiling faces in King Chapel this year, I will look forward to seeing you again for Homecoming 2021. Mark your calendars now for October 8th through the 10th, 2021, to return to the Hilltop in person, fingers crossed. Until then, I hope you thoroughly enjoy this first of its kind virtual Cornell Homecoming. I'm now honored to present the 2020 Cornell Alumni Awards. We have a wonderful group of honorees for both the Leadership and Service Award and the Young Alumni Achievement Award. As you will see, all of the honorees exemplify what can be done with a Cornell College education to make the world a better place. TaSheena Cunningham-Rimmer, class of 2006. Today, you are being honored with a Young Alumni Achievement Award. This is an honor especially notable because you are the first person in your family to attend college. You now serve as Assistant General Counsel to the Chicago Housing Authority. Your time on the Hilltop was an indicator of your boundless energy and enthusiasm. Then, as now, you lived a busy life. You majored in international relations and American history and participated in the pre-law program. You worked in a residence hall, served as a telecounselor, and worked in the library. You were also part of Eyes of the World, Sister for Sister, the Executive Council on Multiculturalism, and Phi Alpha Delta, Cornell's pre-law fraternity that you helped found. It was at Cornell that you found your path to the law. In your current position, you do public interest law, policy writing, implementation, and litigation for the Chicago Housing Authority. You have said that Cornell's continual encouragement for students to be active in the world around them has had a major influence on you. In turn, you have given back by serving on the Alumni Board of Directors, where I personally have had a chance to get to know you, and by mentoring Cornell students, especially those interested in pursuing careers in the law. You volunteer to help them with applications to law school and tutor them prior to taking the bar exam. You have seized opportunities as you have found them to the benefit of those with whom you are in contact. You are passionate about justice and equality for all people and about giving back to the community, which are all sorely needed today. You are also helping intercultural life with an alumni group that will work with students of color on campus. On behalf of Cornell College, we are proud and pleased to present you with the 2020 Young Alumni Achievement Award.
Hi everyone. I would like to start off by acknowledging President Brand, the deans of the college, faculty, staff, the Alumni Board of Directors, and you, my fellow Cornellians. I would also like to acknowledge my husband John, my parents, family, and friends, as well as a special acknowledgement to my grandparents, the late Edward and Maggie McLaurin, that instilled in me the importance of education and learning early on in life. When I first found out I was the recipient of this prestigious award, I felt many feelings: shock, denial, and then at the end, I felt completely gobsmacked and honored that you all found me deserving of such an honor. I remember coming to Cornell, being a determined dreamer, and hoping that college would help me develop the tools that I needed to manifest those dreams into fruition. All I can say is that Cornell did not disappoint. While at Cornell, I learned that in order to change the world, you have to challenge it and yourself. While at Cornell, I took every opportunity to be involved and to use my voice to advocate for the things I was passionate about. That call to action that I felt at Cornell propelled my choices afterward. I knew that I was going to go to law school and that I wanted to help people in ways that would improve their everyday life. Getting into law school was not easy. In fact, I struggled. I applied to many schools and often heard the word no. But then I remembered the words of Frederick Douglass, "Without struggle, there can be no progress." And how would I be able to tell my clients to not give up if I gave up this fight and fight my way I did through law school? I was determined more than ever to make a difference. When I graduated from law school, I was convinced that public interest law was the way to go. I worked representing disabled Americans, fighting to get them the help they so desperately needed. I went all over the country, from Indiana to North Carolina. No matter how small the town or how big the city, I was determined to make a difference. The demographic, the region, the odds being stacked against me, none of that mattered, because I wanted every client to know that even when they felt invisible, someone still saw them. From my clients, I learned how we're all not as different as we seem, that at the end of the day, we all want to be treated with dignity, respect, and equality. From disability law, I jumped into the affordable housing arena, where I have learned that just because you need help doesn't mean you're helpless. I always encourage my mentees, if you want to make an impact, follow your passion and it will not fail you. I hope wherever you may be in life, whether you're a new alum or you've graduated decades ago, that you continue to dream and be inspired and be the change in the world you want to see. Changing the world for generations that come after us is an effort that requires us all, no matter race, gender, or socioeconomic status. With that, I leave you with this quote: "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are all the change that we seek." Thank you for this honor, and be well and be safe.
Nakyda Dean, class of 2008. Today, you are being honored with the Young Alumni Achievement Award. You were the first generation in your family to attend and receive a university-level degree. You came to Cornell from a Chicago neighborhood where college was an unattainable dream for most of your classmates. During your time at Cornell, you pursued a demanding course schedule in biochemistry and molecular biology, while at the same time holding down a campus food service job and several other positions. You earned your medical doctorate degree at Loyola of Chicago and completed your OB/GYN residency at Rush University Medical Center in Chicago last year. You are now entering the second year of a Health, Equity, Action, and Leadership, also known as HEAL, fellowship at the University of California, San Francisco, Department of Medicine. As a fellow, you are spending 2 years helping to build a community of frontline health professionals committed to serving the underserved. You are taking care of patients in Malawi and Navajo Nation. You have chosen to dedicate your career to helping less advantaged people gain access to quality health care. The roots of this dedication were evident when you did volunteer work in Africa on 2 separate occasions. Today, your work with underserved populations is closer to home. You currently work in Navajo Nation, where the COVID-19 outbreak has brought to light the huge disparities in healthcare to national attention. You are at the center of one of the most serious pandemic hotspots in the country. In circumstances like this, you can bring your healing skills, your advocacy talent, and your leadership abilities together to address a dire situation affecting Americans. Situations like this exist not only with indigenous populations, but in rural and urban areas as well. What you have accomplished in your 12 years since leaving Cornell is astonishing. Ahead of you lies a future in dire need of your skills, a future in which you will be what Martin Luther King Jr. described as the arc that bends towards justice. We are immensely proud to present you with the 2020 Young Alumni Achievement Award, and we look forward to following the arc of an amazing career and life.
Good day. My name is Dr. Nakyda Dean, and it is such a pleasure to be selected for the Cornell College Young Alumni Achievement Award for 2020. 2020 has been a very interesting year. However, it is a great day to come together with you all this homecoming weekend. I graduated from Cornell College in 2008, and being the recipient of this award has reminded me of many great memories made on the hilltop. I came to Mount Vernon as a shy, timid girl from Chicago. I was sure of my destination, but not sure of my path. I decided at a young age that I will become a doctor. I knew on this journey I will embark a lot of firsts. The first to go to a 4-year college, the first to pursue a career in medicine, and the first to pursue a professional career. I learned about Cornell College at a college fair, and I knew this place would prepare me for the future I desire. My time at Cornell College not only prepared me for my professional career, but it also helped me develop personally. Prior to my arrival to Cornell College, I graduated from a very diverse high school of about 4,500 students, and I live in a predominantly African American neighborhood. Coming to an institution that was very different from home, I asked myself a lot of questions. Will I fit here? How do I explain what do I need? How do I voice my opinion when I see things that isn't okay? While I spent many long days and nights studying hard in the West Science Building, my fondest memories at Cornell involve my participation in many of the student organizations and my formation of many diverse friendships. Through organizations like Sister for Sister, Bachman, and being one of the founders of the Pink Step Team, I brought programming to the hilltop that showcased my Blackness and my love for my culture. I also learned how to be an activist when injustice were noted. Unbeknownst to me, coming to a small liberal arts college in a small town helped me to better express who I was becoming as a young Black woman. To my special Cornell family, the one that called me Mama Nakyda, you know who you are. Your friendship has helped me to be bolder, more vibrant, observant, and proud to be unapologetically me. I value our ties and our friendship, and I thank you. To my family, your support and your generosity over the years has been immeasurable, and I thank you. And to the Alumni Board of Directors, I thank you for this honor. Thank you.
Lindsay Bachman, class of 2011, you are being honored today with a Young Alumni Achievement Award, an honor reserved for Cornellians who are blossoming into productive, community-focused leaders for their generation. Lindsay, you came to the hilltop from a large high school in Colorado, searching for what you described as a new start, at a smaller place, a place where you could get to know your classmates and where you could express yourself. You immediately found your niche as a music student, joining the concert choir, the chamber singers, and taking voice lessons. You participated in every production you could, while also pursuing your myriad of academic interests. It was at Cornell that you learned about musicology from Professor James Martin, a subject unknown to you at the time, but which has become your life's passion. After leaving the hilltop, you moved to Denver to pursue your musicology studies, immersing yourself in Richard Wagner's Ring Cycle. During your graduate work, you became a teaching assistant, which made you realize you had a gift for teaching. You grew to love making your lesson plans, but you also took on a second job, working with a special needs student, helping him prepare for school and for life in general. You joined Teach for America, during which time you saw up close the lack of resources for special needs students. That experience focused your career interests even further. You earned your teaching certificate and became an advocate for special needs students, especially those with autism. On a visit to your mother in South Carolina, she took you to Hope Academy, the school founded by the Project Hope Foundation. During your visit there, you saw students with special needs being the focus of the entire faculty and staff. You realized how important the way they were taught was as important as what they were taught, and how crucial it was for educators and parents to work together for the good of the student. You took a job at the academy, and your husband and you were off to South Carolina. Last year, you were promoted to Education Coordinator at Hope Academy. In that position, you are responsible for curriculum creation and implementation, teacher development, and determining program direction across all 3 campuses where the education program operates. When you received your diploma from Cornell in 2011, you could never have guessed that within a decade you'd be teaching at a prestigious school in South Carolina. And yet, your journey is still in its infancy. The award you received today honors the early years of what we are convinced will be a fruitful, rewarding, and important career. Congratulations on being named a 2020 Cornell Young Alumni Achievement Award winner.
Hello, I'm Lindsay Bachman from the class of 2011, and I am honored to be one of 2020's recipients of the Young Alumni Achievement Award from Cornell. Back when I was a freshman in 2007, driving to campus for the first time, I had no idea the way that Cornell would transform my life. I had come from a world that was so planned. Every step along the way had been planned out for me. And when I got onto campus in 2007, I was a shy, somewhat reserved girl who really didn't know what to do with the freedom and flexibility that Cornell offered me. As I got into my courses and really found my home on the hilltop, I began to do things that I never would have imagined that I would do. I formed incredibly powerful connections with my professors. They challenged me, they pushed me, and they also taught me skills that I needed outside the classroom. They taught me to be confident. They taught me to be eloquent. They taught me how to respectfully disagree with someone, how to research, how to advocate for myself, and how to advocate for the people I care about. I also formed meaningful relationships with my peers. My husband is an alumni from Cornell, as is my best friend to this day. I don't know where I would be without the relationships that I cultivated at Cornell. Additionally, Cornell allowed me to explore interests in depth. Prior to coming to Cornell, I had been one of those students who was focused on achievement. You get that A in the class, you move on. You keep going. And when I got into Cornell, I was able to take a breath, which is a strange thing to think on the block plan, but honestly, only having to focus on one course at a time allowed me to really dive into topics and find that love of learning that I had lost when I was in high school. It also allowed me to experiment and try new things. I was able to continue to participate in music, which I loved, while also taking a history class or a science class that I thought just looked really cool and I wanted to explore more. And it was encouraged. I was able to really dive into a multitude of interests that I had and give it 110%, which is something that I still try to do to this day. My path now is not what I had anticipated when I first arrived on Cornell's campus. But it was this love of learning that Cornell instilled in me that led me to my current place in the classroom. Right now, I am the education coordinator for Project Hope Foundation, which is an organization in South Carolina that provides a lifespan of services to people on the autism spectrum. I am in charge of our education program, so our preschool all the way through our high school classes for students with a variety of needs. And what Cornell has really instilled in me is that desire for excellence and that desire for every single person to pursue their passions and be empowered to learn and find something they love to learn about and dive in as deep as they want to go into that topic. I've tried to bring that with me into the classroom, whether I'm working with my staff on how to improve teaching techniques or connections with students, whether I'm working with kids one-on-one and really helping them find that place in the classroom that will empower them to have a future that they dream of, or whether I'm talking with families who are trying to figure out the best course forward for their children. Without my time at Cornell, I don't think that I would be in a place to do the job that I love and empower my students and my community to serve these children best. I am so honored to be the recipient of this award. Thank you so much, and I hope to be back on the hilltop soon.
Tim Zimmerman, class of 1984, today you are being honored with Cornell's Leadership and Service Award. You laid the foundation for your success in life here on the Cornell campus. You earned 10 letters in 3 varsity sports, served as a resident advisor, were elected vice president of the Student Senate while earning degrees in physics and computer science. You even worked as the DJ at the radio station. You credit one course at a time for honing your organizational skills. After leaving the Hilltop, you held management positions in a variety of businesses that gave you the tools to understand how daily and strategic decisions were made. Here at Cornell, you leaned towards technology, and your first job was at a tech company in Cedar Rapids. You got married and moved to Guam for 2 years, working at an international company before returning to the States. As you advanced your career with a succession of ever more responsible jobs, you earned an MBA from the University of Iowa. Today, you serve as Vice President for Research at Gartner, Inc., the world's leader in developing and implementing data-driven business decisions. You live with your wife in North Carolina. During your career, you were a pioneer in developing the protocols and standards that make Wi-Fi work around the world. You work on radio frequency identification. Your work on radio frequency identification has also resulted in 5 patents for technologies that enable businesses to automatically track individual pieces of inventory as they are stored, shipped, and replaced. Your expertise helps firms large and small around the world to develop strategies to manage their businesses. This expertise has been particularly valuable as companies adjust to rapidly changing environments because of the global pandemic. In addition to your professional work, for the last 15 years, you have volunteered as an active member of the board for a nonprofit travel soccer organization, helping kids from ages 3 to 18 years old to play the sport, and over 25% of the players are first-generation Americans. For 10 years, you also served as the United States Soccer Federation referee. That in itself is unusual, since you never officially played the sport. Most recently, you have served on the advisory board for Computer Information Services at Appalachian State University, where you have also lectured. We are proud of the record you have established in your professional life and the contributions you have made to your community. It is with great pleasure that we present you with the Cornell Alumni Leadership and Service Award.
On behalf of my wife and family, I'd like to thank the Cornell Alumni Association for their Leadership and Service Award. Who would have guessed that my education at Cornell would be the foundation that led me to spend 4 years working on the IEEE 802.11 wireless standard, as well as years of work on what would become the Wi-Fi Alliance. Wi-Fi was only a dream in the 1980s, and whether it's writing a book, developing a patent, or volunteering in the community, everything requires a dream. And I encourage everyone to take the first step because you can accomplish anything. Thank you.
Jay Justin, class of 1989. Today, you are being honored with Cornell's Leadership and Service Award. This award recognizes the whole of your post-Cornell career, the highlights of which would stretch for many pages. Since 2003, you have been the president and CEO of Big Brothers, Big Sisters of the Mississippi Valley. More about your career in a bit, but first, a little bit about your formative years at Cornell, the years you say lay the foundation for what was to come. You were the second in your family of 10 children to go to college. During your time on the hilltop, you encountered a wider array of people than you'd ever met before. You found the small college atmosphere conducive to meeting and making new friends and developing new relationships. You interacted with students from around the world, but you also learned to make friends with adults, something you say you'd never done before. Some of those professors and staff members have become lifelong friends. You worked in the admissions office where you did mailings, maintained the database, and led tours of the campus. You played football and baseball, sang in the choir, taught Sunday school, and joined the Gammas. And oh yes, you met your wife, Mary Rocco's class of 1990. It was at Cornell that Professor Craig Allen got you interested in environmental policy and encouraged you to pursue an internship at the Iowa State Capitol, working for the Environmental Committee in the House. One course at a time allowed you to live in Des Moines and attend the entire session, during which they passed and funded a host of new environmental protection laws. The year you graduated, you were the second youngest ever elected to the Davenport City Council, where you led the city's environmental efforts. You then worked for U.S. Senator Tom Harkin for 8 years, leaving that position to focus on more local issues, especially those involving children. You then served as Senior Vice President at Junior Achievement before joining Big Brothers, Big Sisters in 2003. You have been a Big Brother yourself since 2004. Your little brother is now a college graduate and a commercial pilot. You serve on a number of local boards and committees, including the Regional Development Authority and the Camp Shalom Board of Directors, and you are active in numerous other organizations, including Little League, Junior Achievement, United Way Campaign Cabinet, Achieve Quad Cities, St. Paul the Apostle Church, and a local Rotary Club. We should also note that your daughter, Carolyn, is a member of the newly installed class of 2024. We are proud of your accomplishments and especially of the role Cornell College has had in your decades of community service. It is with greatest pleasure that we present you with the 2020 Leadership and Service Award.
Hello, Cornellians. My name's Jay Justin. I'm a 1989 graduate of Cornell College. Yes, more than 30 years ago. I walked the sidewalks of campus and the hallways of the dorms and the academic institutions as a student. And I was reminded of that pleasure 3 weeks ago when my wife Mary, who's also a Cornell alum, took our daughter Caroline there to start her journey. We moved her into Dow's Hall. We attended Convocation, and all the wonderful memories of people that we met, the experiences that we had on campus, came to life as if it was yesterday. And we are so happy and overjoyed that our daughter is going to Cornell, and can't wait to see what adventures she has in store for her over the next 4 years. My wife is a school teacher. She teaches kindergarten. And my career took me into politics and nonprofit management. I'm currently President and CEO of Big Brothers, Big Sisters, which is a one-to-one youth mentoring organization. We service Eastern Iowa and Western Illinois, impact almost about 1,000 kids a year. And I attribute a lot of my personal and professional success to my Cornell experience. Who would have thought that a small institution, a small college in the middle of Iowa, would open up the world of possibilities, but it certainly did for me, and I know that it's done so for a lot of people that have gone through the experience of one course at a time at Cornell. I know that we're here as alumni for homecoming to kind of celebrate our association and connection with Cornell. I kind of felt like agreeing to participate with this more with the goal of helping alumni stay motivated to continue to support Cornell College. As my daughter is going there, we know the impact that Cornell College can have on the lives of kids and as they become adults. And there are a number of societal issues that are yet to be addressed in the social justice and environmental areas in particular, that this generation is going to have to lead the way. And I can think of no better way to prepare the next generation than to give them a Cornell College education. The liberal arts experience, the one course at a time, the quality faculty, the one-on-one attention, the opportunities that one course at a time gives students to explore beyond the campus into real-world experiences are things that are going to be building blocks for them to be leaders in our society. So as we all are here today with a common bond and emotional affection to Cornell, we're also here with, I think, a renewed commitment to make sure that Cornell is as vibrant as it possibly can, and we cheer and motivate the students here to have a great experience as students, but also to take up the mantle of being leaders in our society going forward. So thank you so much for including me, and go Cornell Rams.
Eddie Moore Jr., class of 1989. Today we honor you with Cornell's Leadership and Service Award for your work as a diversity consultant, a community leader, a scholar, author, and activist. This award is very timely, coming when the country is undergoing a deep introspection into its attitudes on race, society, and human relationships, issues you have addressed throughout your career. You came from Punta Gorda, Florida, to Cornell, where you were a 3-sport letter winner for the Rams, while majoring in political science and working in the dining service. You earned a master's degree in education administration from Loras College, where you also coached football and served as a residence hall director. And then you earned a doctorate in education policy and leadership from the University of Iowa. While pursuing your doctorate, you returned to the Hilltop to serve as an assistant dean of students and director of intercultural life. Your work here laid the foundation for that office today, which has expanded in size and in scope. You should feel very proud of your legacy here. In 1996, you founded your business, America and More, which provides consulting, research, planning, and direction for clients in government, academia, and business. In 1999, you founded the White Privilege Conference, which has encouraged and facilitated discussion about some of the toughest subjects facing this country. You are the author of 2 books and numerous chapters in other books. You have convened many conferences and seminars devoted to bridging our racial gaps. You have produced videos and trainings across several platforms for many audiences. Today, you are one of the country's most sought-after experts on topics of race and social justice, at a time when these issues have seared themselves into our nation's psyche. Your experience and wisdom is being called forth as never before. We are proud to present you with the Cornell's 2020 Leadership and Service Award.
What's up, Cornell fam? Eddie Moore Jr., class of 1989. Wow, I am truly honored, blessed to be receiving this distinguished service and leadership award. I owe so much to so many people. Thank you, selection committee. Thank you to those who nominated me, but also thank you to my mama, Marie Ann Moore, who partnered with my high school basketball coach, Jerry Voss, and they sent me on my journey to Mount Vernon, Iowa, Cornell College. Cornell College saved my life. It really gave me an opportunity to see myself far beyond what I imagined of myself. So many people, faculty, staff, administrators, coaches, played such a role. They believed in me. They inspired me. They had patience with me. Steve Miller, Ruth Miller, Jerry Clark, Craig Allen, Dave Loebsack, Sharon Donderon, just to name a few, who really played a critical role in me being in the position I am today. I graduated in '89. I came back to Cornell to work as a young professional and had another opportunity to really do the work that I've been doing ever since. Cornell, in so many ways, gave me so many opportunities, and I'm grateful. I promise for the rest of my life, I will make you proud that you decided to give me this award this year. Eddie Moore Jr., class of 1989, DJ ACE, number 7 in your program, number 1 in your heart. To all my Cornell classmates, teammates, lifelong friends, I want to say thank you to everyone.
And now it's my pleasure to present this year's Distinguished Alumni Award to Rupert Kinnard, class of 1979. And I have to say, Rupert, if we were in King Chapel together, you would be right next to me and I would be talking to you, and I'll look forward to the day when I'll have that opportunity. Rupert Kinnard, class of 1979. Today, you are being honored with Cornell's highest alumni award for your work as a longtime art director, activist, and creator of the oldest continuing Black, gay, and lesbian comic characters in the United States. When you came to Cornell College from Chicago, you had already developed a love for comics, especially those with superheroes. You have said that you came to realize that none of them spoke to your experience as a gay Black man. So you created the Brown Bomber, a Black gay superhero, while you were a student here on the Hilltop. He appeared regularly in the Cornellian newspaper and prominently in the 1979 Royal Purple Yearbook, of which you were the editor. You also served as president of Students for Black People for a semester and as a popular DJ at our very own radio station, KRNL. You founded the Rupert Group graphics design firm and moved to Portland, where you began making your presence known within the alternative media community, and your cathartic comics began appearing in the pages of Portland's most significant queer newspaper, Just Out. Within your first year there as art director, you won the 1983 Gay Press Association Award for Outstanding Achievement in Overall Design. The Brown Bomber and his partner, Diva Touche Flambe, were syndicated in gay publications across the United States. Today, your work appears across the United States and has been included in numerous anthologies and collections of work by Black and gay artists. Through your art, you have worked with Portland's Black United Front, Portland Storefront Theater, Passon Art, Theater Group, the National Organization for Women, National Lawyers Guild, Cascade AIDS Project, the Workers' Organizing Committee, Oregonians Against the Death Penalty, along with California Newsreel, Gay and Lesbian Press Association, National Lesbian and Gay Journalists Association, Oakland Tribune, and San Francisco's Theater Rhinoceros. Two of your absolute proudest achievements were receiving the Standing on the Shoulders Lifetime Achievement Award from the World Arts Foundation in 2013, and the Portland Monthly Magazine's Light a Fire Lifetime Achievement Award in 2019. Rupert, in recognition of your 40 years of dedication to social causes and your pioneering efforts to give voice to the Black gay community, we are proud, deeply proud, to present to you today this Distinguished Alumni Award. Congratulations.
Greetings, fellow Cornellians from Portland, Oregon. I want to thank those responsible for honoring me with the 2020 Cornell College Alumni Distinguished Achievement Award. I would also like to acknowledge and thank the two most influential people who played an important part of my Cornell experience, my dear friend Sandy Castine and the late, great Stephen Lacey, who were both my primary mentors back in the day. The first thing that came to mind upon hearing about this award is that there must have been a mistake. My mind went back to the days when I was a student on campus, and I wouldn't have been able to imagine receiving such an award. How a young black kid from Chicago who referred to the college president at that time as a vanilla cream puff could receive such recognition is beyond me. That event happened in my editorial comic strip, which featured the Cornellian debut of the Brown Bomber in 1977. I have to give thanks to Susan Moeller and my buddy Phil Lewing for being responsible for the Brown Bomber's first published appearance. That was the beginning of the greatest adventure of my life. I arrived at Cornell College in January of 1976. I had attended a school called the Chicago Public High School for Metropolitan Studies, Metro for short. Its slogan was the school without walls, and it was there that I started living my life without walls. That philosophy continued at Cornell. That has been the basis of how I have approached every aspect of my life up until this point. I reflect back on what it means for today's political and social climate, and I am convinced that so much of the turmoil that we're experiencing today is because of the walls we continue to operate within. Through my art and social activism, I have always been passionate about tearing down walls and building communities that are as diverse as possible. As I have grown older, I've started to receive recognition for my work in social justice. I was confused. I never thought I deserved it. But once it was explained to me that so much of the recognition had to do with the work I've done was on behalf of my sense of community, I was able to accept that because I have a clear passion for my community. So thank you all for being a part of fueling me to continue that work. I really appreciate it, and thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Cornell's alma mater will be sung by 4 members of the class of 1995, Kim Engelcheese, Sean Boyd, Suzanne Ross, and Julie Heindel-Maggi, in a special arrangement by Theater and Communication Studies professor Roy Hamlin. Please join when they reach the 3rd verse and join in the singing.
Firm for all that's good and This homecoming prayer includes or unfolds gratitude for the trees that have shaped each one of us here on this campus, for their healing beauty and comfort. And we grieve the loss of these old friends, these sages who teach us about how to ground and how to bend with the winds of life. So in this prayer, let us begin with recognizing them as ancestors, as friends on the life journey here at Cornell through the years. I will open with a poem by Mary Oliver called When I Am Among the Trees. When I am among the trees, especially the willows and the honey locusts, equally the beech, the oaks, the pines, they give off such hints of gladness. I would almost say that they save me, and daily. I am so distant from the hope of myself, in which I have goodness and discernment, and never hurry through the world, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me the trees stir in their leaves and call out, "Stay a while." The light flows from their branches, and they call again. It's simple, they say, and you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light, and to shine. Let us be prayerful. Great Spirit, we give you thanks for the goodness of life and for the mystery of love. Thank you for those who have companioned with us on the life journey, for loved ones and friends, for teachers, mentors, lovers, those who challenged us to grow, those whose presence we feel but eyes see no more. Be with us now in this moment of silence as we see them in the mind's eye and extend gratitude. Love. We include in our prayers of thanksgiving those who have died this past year, who are part of the Cornell family, including any and all alumni, including Professor Jerry Savinsky from Economics and Business. We also remember Professor Charlotte Vaughn in Sociology, Carol Whiteman, lecturer in theater and communication. We pray for the healing of this nation and world amid pandemic, amid political divides and greed. Grant us wisdom. Help us be thy peace. Amen. Let us go forth, knowing hope is not canceled. Let us go forth helping to be the peace and the hope, the love.
Congratulations again to all of our 2020 Alumni Award honorees. It is our honor as the Alumni Board of Directors to recognize you for everything you have accomplished since you graduated from Cornell. I also want to point out that even though these honorees were nominated and selected over a year ago, it's amazing to see how their work and efforts are so timely for the world we live in today. If you know a Cornell alum who should be recognized in the future for one of these awards, please nominate them, or you could even nominate yourself, using the forms located on the Cornell website. The Alumni Board will be happy to consider the nominated individuals for future recognition. Thank you again for joining us on the virtual hilltop for this homecoming convocation. You may have noticed some background noises that include some chainsaws and some other noises. That's just part of the tree repair that's being done on campus following the Midwest derecho in August. So be aware that the campus is coming back to life and that those repairs are being made, and we'll continue to keep all alumni informed of the situation on campus. I will look forward to seeing you in person in the future. Enjoy the rest of the homecoming activities.